So, there's some more Star Wars news. It keeps coming fast and furious at us. Jon Favreau, the director of Iron Man,
Swingers?
yeah.
Yep.
Of course, everybody knows who he is. He recently did the Jungle Book remake for Disney. It turns out he's getting on the Star Wars train. Where the fuck was he when they hired Rian Johnson?
Maybe he thought that let Rian Johnson do his thing, then it would up his asking price. I don't know.
He's probably like, I ain't touching that with a 12-foot pole, man. I ain't getting down there. I see
Hey,
how
man.
y'all treated JJ. Fuck that.
Hey man, you do your thing. I'm just over here, man. Okay, just that's all you. That's all you, Ryan. You go do your thing. Okay, I'll be over here. So, yeah. Apparently he's gonna be doing a Star Wars television series. No real details other than he's going to write and produce it. The thinking is that this is going to be on Disney's streaming service. Actually, we have a little bit of a quote here. This comes to us from the New York Times, the paper of record, the Gray Lady. Disney and Lucasfilm offered no additional details about the untitled project in its announcement on Thursday, although Kathleen Kennedy, the president of Lucasfilm, noted in a statement that Mr. Favreau has a quote-unquote fluency with the Star Wars universe. Mr. Favreau, for instance, has a role as an actor in Solo, a Star Wars story, set for release on May 25th, and provided the voice for the Mandalorian warrior Pre Vizsla in the now-defunct Cartoon Network series Star Wars The Clone Wars. Though familiar to his audience for his acting, Mr. Favreau has found a big success as a director. His credits include for Walt Disney Studios, Iron Man, The Jungle Book, and a live-action version of The Lion King, which is scheduled for release next year. So, this is... the New York Times is also thinking that this is going to be part of the Disney streaming service. And actually, it would be a good way to get people on board with it.
Like I said, Jon Favreau is a perfect choice for this universe.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you think this is going to start the trend of Kathleen Kennedy picking people who know what the hell they're doing?
Maybe, hopefully, if she's the reason for all the trouble, I would hope so. You got to start somewhere, and Favreau's a good choice. And I mean, she's got Ron Howard working on Solo. Whether or not that's going to turn out all right, we don't know. But like we said in our most recent roundtable, you can't do these kind of things by picking some no-name nobody who's never had any experience unless you know you're going to be able to mold them and work with them, or you have somebody like Favreau or Howard where you can actually trust them.
Yeah, you can't just hand it off to some guy who just kind of says, "Oh yeah, well, I can remake him in my image," and then he has his own ideas. I keep saying every one of these films that keeps coming out. There's these Star Wars movies. Where is Joe Johnston? I know he's working on the Chronicles of Narnia, but seriously, where is Joe Johnston in all this? Why didn't they snap him up before he announced he was going to retire? Seriously. And for those who don't recognize the name, Joe Johnston, he actually worked on Captain America: The First Avenger, and he actually worked on Raiders of the Lost Ark too.
Oh yeah. He's worked with Lucasfilm quite a bit. I think he's even worked with Spielberg in the past. Directed things like, didn't he do Jurassic Park 3?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and actually he did the I call it the much maligned film The Rocketeer. But actually, if you watch it now, it's not. It's
quite a cult classic, and they got an updated version of that coming out too.
Yeah, it's actually a lot better now when you look back at it and you watch it on television, or we watch it on home video or streaming or whatever you happen to see it. But what Joe Johnston knows how to do is he knows how to build a world, and he has actually one of the really good things he does is he has a way of taking periods in history and making them seem modern. But I keep saying, like I said, they really have to sit down and find the right guys for these projects, these Star Wars projects, because you're not trying to build up something. You're trying. Everybody knows Star Wars except if you live in China.
For real.
Yeah. Everybody knows Star Wars. Everybody has an image of Star Wars, and you can't subvert expectations when it comes to this kind of stuff. You know, you have to deliver the goods.
Well, and television is a natural home. It's about time. We've had how many different Star Wars television shows? There was talks of a live-action show quite a few years ago. I can imagine this has got to be a live action show.
Yeah, I would think it's a live. If it's Jon Favreau, I would think it's gonna be live action.
Yeah, why would you waste him on animation? Yeah, that makes no sense. So I'm looking forward to this a little bit, I think.
Yeah. What do you...
Depends on what it is. We'll get more details hopefully soon.
Yeah. Tell us what you guys think, though. I mean, what do you think of Jon Favreau? You like his work? You don't like him? Let us know what you think in the comments.